play. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We're in sync.
We're in sync, and we are live with one of the very, very first kind of competitive Company of Heroes 3 casts. I'm with the almighty Orangepest. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Just got done working, so I'm, looking to unwind a little bit.
How's your wrist? Because we need that wrist primed and ready for the first official Master League tournament next weekend.
I'm still in recovery, unfortunately, so we'll see.
We've got the guys talking about control groups. They're pretty crap at the moment, but it's one of many things we're expecting to get fixed in the coming weeks. But we can't wait around for that. Because Orangepest, you and I are fans of CoH3, is that right?
Yeah, I love the game.
Yeah, me too. I am a
It's
massive
the only
CoH3
game
fan.
I actually played.
Orangepest, have you ever been a shill before? Are you paid by Relic? Is there any sense in the world are you financially controlled by Relic?
Of course, I know them personally.
Yeah,
I was
too.
the guy who got them into the job.
That is a very sarcastic answer. As the dingo of IncaUna goes forward, he is the Brits, and the Wehrmacht is controlled by Jibber. This is a best of 3. The winner gets a massive, colossal cash prize of $20. And that's what they're fighting for. But yeah, me and Orangepest are massive CoH3 fans because we love the feel of the game and we love how it plays. And it's as simple as that. We know it's got loads of bugs, loads of problems, but we don't care. We just
I love the strategy and the tactics you can actually employ, and like this actual build variety for now.
Orangepest, is it what CoH1 fans... You know those CoH1 dweebs that never moved on to CoH2? Is this what they thought CoH1 was? Basically.
Yeah, I would say it's like similar enough from my experience playing it, but I'm obviously not the guy to ask because I'm not the greatest fan of CoH1.
I know you memed on them and you said, listen, your guys' game is trash, and you played a bit of CoH1, but you got what they meant by the feel of it, right? And
yeah, I understood the teching and how it's set up and the dynamics. CoH2 is very, very linear.
Exactly. Those dynamics are back. We've got, better risk-reward tech trees and better battle groups that really do poo on the commander system. So I'm just so happy. And let's talk about the tactics we've seen so far. What do you think about the Dingo for Brits of IncaUna?
Dingo is an interesting choice. It fills a very specific niche of anti-vehicle tier 0 for Brits, which is a very, very unique unit in and of itself, as the Dingo runs around dueling with half-tracks and Kettons and the bike of the deck, but since it's just going to be the Ketton he's going to be hunting, so I find it's a bit of a weird choice. It's got some good utility, though. It's got flares, and it's got the artillery, but he needs to get that one for that.
Yeah, it can be pretty powerful in its own right, if you can keep it alive, being the very important word there. Grens are trying to push it away slowly. They do have access to the Faust. When do they have access to the Faust, Mr. Pest?
When they take up the tier 2.
Oh, okay. Maybe later.
So for now, there's not going to be a threat of a Faust. One interesting thing you can do as Inca right now, considering his battle group choice, Heavy Armor Support has an ability for the left side, which gives it 500 experience points, which means he can rush getting the Vet 1 of the Dingo if he so desired.
Interesting. Okay, so you can... That's the armored of the Brits, and you can get the veterancy out earlier. Infantry section is pushed for the +10 fuel in the north. He's got decent fuel control so far as Inca, and he's also denying with a bit of forward capping. Dingo's being harassed by these mighty Grenadiers. Needs to be careful there. He has now capped all +10s on the map for a brief period of time. Gren's pushing.
Oh, tier 2 is out for Jibber, looks like. He's definitely...
Oh, and there's the Faust Orangepest! Tier 2 hits! Dingo down!
That is very greedy from Jibber, I'm not gonna lie. He rushed tier 2. He also got the upgrade for tier 1, so all his Grenadiers are Vet 1. So he spent, Inca should now know, he spent a lot of fuel just getting tech and just getting veterans in field presence.
Fair enough. Got the audio levels about right now. Slorge is here. Welcome, Invader Slorge, who composed a lot of the original music for the Master League, if you remember in the old Master League intros. Yeah, we got a lot of cool people in chat. We're currently on 290 views just for a best of 3 $20 cash game with no warning, Orangepest. We got the hype back in the community, it seems.
Yeah, all the competitive players are coming back.
and plenty of ones we've not seen before from the Co1 side of things.
Well,
You think...
they got a bit of catching up to do. Let's
I
put it
think
that way.
so too. I think so too. Orangepest, by the way, he's always been arrogant, but now he can back it up even more so because big grenade there. Inca's dodged it because Orangepest, you've done way more practicing than anybody else for CoH3. You're like going to be a bit monstrous in this first tournament. Is that right?
Yeah, obviously, like, I'm just gonna stomp everyone.
Okay. Good
Like,
stuff.
most of my games so far, like, except Kimbo. Kimbo's been a threat, but Kimbo's banned, so...
Yeah, because he threatens to assault admins
Yeah,
and doesn't
he's a bit of a
apologise.
dickhead, so...
Yeah.
But Kimbo Brits has been strong, and has been the only person who's been consistently beating me. All the Co1 players have been pretty one-sided games so far.
Whose was that Brit? Sorry, who's been strong? I
Kimbo's
missed that.
Brits.
Kimbo, yeah.
Yeah,
Kimbo's a
and it's
legendary, talented player. He's just not got the temperament, let's say, to insist. But we've got loads of other people out there that could be great players. We'll have to wait and see. Alpern's, of course, been training hard. What do you think of Alpern's chances, Orangepest?
Well, if he gets his like strategical sense in order, because being only a CoH2 player means you might not have the aptitude for like the decision making, for the teching and punishing,
Yes.
which is something Co1 is very very big on, and that's actually the one thing I did get a lot of like mileage out of was playing Co1 was teching choices and just punishing someone if they tech a specific thing.
And that's why you're perfectly poised, Orangepest. You played Co1 enough to respect it and disrespect it in equal measure. So you get the idea of risk-reward, balls-in teching decisions. You have to take chances, and you have to... reconnaissance has to be a big part of the game. You have to know what your opponent's doing. You have to be able to second-guess them. That's why I'm not a big fan of the DAC design, because DAC has a lot of call-ins, and you can't really guess with call-ins as much. But I bet you guys will get there.
To some extent you can, but
Okay.
it comes down to a few things you have to notice, and it's very, very small things. And it's like, for DAG specifically, like you have Berg Soleri, which are tier 0 units, which will immediately just showcase that you have picked them.
Yes.
And then you know the Italian tanks are coming. Then there's the L6 Gustatori one, which is like my default assumption, because you just lose the game if you assume he's not playing that. But then you have the third one, which is a bit more nuanced, where you can have when the coaxial guns on some of the vehicles for DAC do a bit more damage. That's when you will notice like he's picked that commander.
And as Koble mentions in chat, we have now got our first balance patch. It does nerf a lot of my problems with DAC, is that the call-ins weren't tied to fuel, and now they are already. So we're going that CoH2 balancing, which I preferred, to be honest, a lot. I think call-ins should be tied to fuel, and they are increasingly doing so. So CoH3 is living up to its billing. It's the best of Co1 and Co2. In theory, not so sure it gets it right in practice, but I know we're going to get there. I put full faith in it. Grenadiers have the upgrade of the Assault package. It replaces stick grenades with Grenades Assault and gives them MP40s. We've also got a Pack
gives them a
40.
sprinting ability.
Sprinting, oh my. We've got the Humbers under duress of a Pack 40, which will currently be moving and trying to anticipate its position. Unfortunately for us, Orangepest, we can't see what Jibber's doing.
We can get an idea of what he's planning right now. I think he's personally going to go for a P4 rush.
Yeah.
Maybe follow up with an MG42 as well. Pack, very defensive. He could, like, because two of his not P grants, normal grants, or assault grants, whatever. He upgraded two of them, so he won't be promoting those, but he has promoted one of his grenadiers into that P grant in the south. So he's got 2 grants, 1 pack, and a P grant right now. That's his army composition. So he's going to be wanting to fill that out a little bit.
I know you guys are watching 1080p grainy Twitch footage, but you have to appreciate that the frame rate is currently above 100. I know you guys get only 60 as well, but you're actually getting a real 60. Yeah, so it's good stuff. Meanwhile, the Humber Armoured Cough, we go to the kill count, which is hidden down here. Hasn't killed a damn thing. She's been hit by the pack and has to fade away into the night. Orangepest, this is a big-ass replay file. Any early idea who might be winning? Is it Jibber on top at the moment?
So far, it actually looks kind of even, but Jibber does look to have a slight advantage, although his pack did get caught out of position just now. Well, one interesting thing, though, well, I'll say interesting, more like Inca misplaying, is in the north, Jibber was earlier getting a height advantage,
Yes.
on those two sections and just completely dominated that area.
Mm.
But now the AT rifles are coming out, and one interesting property of the AT rifles, on top of not really reducing your anti-infantry that much, is that it also destroys cover when you shoot at the enemy.
You also can do that. It is the Humber, but the Humber has to be so bloody careful. Part 40
It is
will.
it's the definition of a glass cannon, that unit. Got no HP.
I wonder if the Humber's made with riveted armour, because the Humber's a famous place in England that produce ships. Can somebody Wikipedia Humber armoured cars for me and find why it's called a Humber? Because I predict it might be that. Anyway, we've got a Pioneer here. May have laid some mines because it's just being awfully quiet in the way it's just standing behind cover. Often indicates it's laid a mine because that would be a natural shift command away from having planted cover. Would you agree, Mr. Pest?
Yeah, or he's just sitting there just scouting, because Pioneers, I think, have increased line of sight, so he might just be spawning for his infantry.
They do, and that's why Pioneer spam, which is very, very not viable, but it does give you a lot of
There is one guy on ladder who's doing it against Brett. And he's doing it to some decent success, actually.
While the Royal Engineers are not Pios, they're a lot more expensive, 220 manpower, and they're a lot better, aren't they? They're one of the most OP worker units I've ever bloody seen.
Oh, they're like, what's that unit called? The Stern Pioneers from OKW on steroids.
Mm.
And they get frags on top of it. And flamers.
Go on, little Humber. Crush that box! Yes! I'm such a Humber fan. The six-wheeler. Get in there, my son. Look at this thing! I love it. Vehicles are vehicles again in Company of Heroes. They actually bloody are fun to play with and fast and nippy. I've not missed anything ever, Pest. It's just a bit of a slow moment in the action.
Just Pioneers pushing up. Inca trying to make plays, but I think he's made the mistake of against Ver. I think AT rifles are a bit of a misplay because you don't really have many light vehicle targets, and so you're actually better off just upgrading into.
What is this lag from Jibber there? That was like one of the worst nade assaults I've ever seen.
I think he's just trying to hold the, because he's playing. Oh, he went tier 4 by the way. Still stripping out on the right side, so that means we got a P4 in probably 3 minutes.
Oh, they're having a little fun with these garrisons. Oh my god. Oh dear. They're now just noisy neighbours. They're knocking on the walls. Keep it down in there. There's nothing they can do to each other though. Pack 40 could be flanked here. Jibber has to be careful.
Double pack. It's really interesting.
Dude, it's Jibber. This is how he plays.
Yeah, but it's a Humber. It's like one car.
Yeah, but that Humber's so annoying.
This thing is 260 manpower and it forced like 500 manpower's worth of like investment. No, it's not good for Jibber at all.
No, I agree with Cobble and you in chat. Yeah, absolutely.
Although we are at the timing now for Inca to whip out the Crusader AA. You know, spam some cannons, not tech.
He hasn't got the tank depot or whatever it's called quite.
Oh, you don't need it. It's a column.
Oh, of the cooling. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, we're playing CoH3, not CoH2. You don't in tech. Your columns aren't tied to tech anymore. So you know he could literally just play this tier all game and just go for Churchills late game and Crusaders and nothing else. Which is what
I'm getting mixed up between the Crusader in tier 4 and the Crusader AA tank. We need different names for the Crusaders.
CA? I don't know.
CAA. Maybe it has a cute name. Or a World War II nostalgic name. Do you know we've like got Walking Stuka and Hummel and nicknames. The Brits had a lot of nicknames. I refuse to believe they just called everything all the Crusader variants Crusader.
Oh, it probably wasn't made that much. So
no, knowing Relic, it was made one. And it was
there's like five of them, and they like saw combat once, and they were like, yeah, that's good enough.
Vetsu for this thing gives it speed, rotation, and accuracy as expected. Nothing too flagrantly interesting, but it does have access to mark area, which is a thing.
I think it only works on infantry, but I'm not sure. Although the Humber Vet3 is really, really important. because
Oh,
it gets a
Panzer
bit more
IVs are really
accurate.
important. And the Vet 3 will probably never get seen, Orangepest, if this shot connects, and it misses. The Humber survives. Where are those bloody... The boys are in town, but where's the AT gun? Way out of the situation.
The AT gun got one shot off, but this assault might get dulled already, as Jibber is just not really pressing his advantage right now. This was one of those moments where you can kill a player, right? Like,
Yes.
Humber isolated, pack isolated, just rush the Grants forward, screen, and just nade assault the fucker.
And the
kill him.
Vickers isn't in position either. The Vickers can't protect the cutoff. I really think Jibber needs to have gone for the kill there. I can't see what he's got in the centre, but I'm gonna, gonna say maybe he was.
It was a pioneer, like, run, maybe two.
Exciting gameplay, keeping Orangepest very awake. But he has been at work all day, unlike us. We've been playing Coney Heroes all day. Not quite the same.
On a weekend too, so extra wage labor.
Kobol's pointed out he could have refunded the Humber. That would have been an interesting choice. Elpern's a big fan of that. He says double Humber. He says Stuart, then get refunds.
I don't know about the Stewart. That's 40 fuel you're not getting back even if you refund.
Yeah, true. Panzer IV doesn't incur a follow-up shot from the 6-pounder. Yeah, Stuart's expensive.
are like obers, right? I've only used them like once. But
Yeah, Sloss-Truppen are awesome. Disappointing! Sloss-Truppen! They're not as good as obers, but they're pretty bloody good, Orangepest.
I don't know, I'm seeing them lose to 2 sections right now in a head-on fight.
Yeah, well, sections have some of the best long-range accuracy. I think these obers equivalents are like mid-range. They're not long-range. Whereas Tommies are the best, I think the best long-range in the game. Somebody did a calculation in my chat earlier today.
Tommies seem to beat everything long range.
They're good at everything else as well.
Is a bit lacking, I think.
Oh, by the way, the Panzer Grenadiers are... I know they have... Oh, grenade assault on the Royal Engineers. Will they dodge that? Oh, yes, they do. Just about. Here comes the Assault Grenadiers as well. Sprinting into action, but then they faced the wrong way. They backed their ass up into their enemy's face. Here comes a Crusader 2. Medium tank.
Grenade and the shot from Crusader, they're immediately just almost killing those grains.
Yeah, forced away there.
Faust coming off too.
What did that give them? A cruise shock?
I think it slows you down.
One of the biggest thing people don't realise about CoH3 is they messed up light vehicles and tanks so much that they had to introduce Faust and stickies and stuff, or engine criticals nearly all the time. If you design the game right from the get-go with light vehicles and tanks, you don't have to have crutch Fausts and crutch stickies.
Well, I don't know. Co1 PE versus US. It makes a good...
I'm not saying Co1 was right, by the way. I'm just saying Co2 was wrong. I'm not saying Co2 was definitely right, because Co1 had misfires and all kinds of crap going on, especially with Panzer. But, and also way too many dice rolls for the criticals. It was bizarre. But I'm just saying, Co2 messed it up with the T-70, as an example. So that's why they had to introduce the Faust being this mega engine critical weapon. Ooh, here we go. But if you design it and balance it right from the get-go, you don't necessarily have to have snares being snares all of the bloody time. You can just have criticals like shock and stuff like this. And I think it feels fresh. It feels exciting and exhilarating almost. Probably a bit too much of a word there, but still.
The garrison is giving a shitload of sight to the center right now, so the P4 isn't really able to get into a decent position. Just getting constantly harassed by the 6-pounder.
I'm impressed by how much IncaUna has solidified after that nice start. There's the
everything has a PTRS, so I think Jibber is struggling to really find a position for the P4 to be useful, as any sort of battle he takes is just going to incur chip damage, and he needs the HP to fight the Crusader.
Couple reckons Matilda following Crusader. I am a fan of the Matilda myself. I'm not a fan of the Grant. I think it's a little bit unwieldy.
I don't see why you would ever build a Matilda personally. I think you're just better off spamming. Yeah, I just spam Crusaders.
Oh,
but
okay.
I have not been playing Brits too much because I find them kind of dull.
Yeah, they are a bit, but trust me, the Matilda's good because it attracts fire whilst the 6-pounders come up and kill the Panzer IVs. They can tank damage from the Panzer IV whilst
but in this specific scenario, the Churchills does that job better.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see him a Churchill too. That's what everybody else is saying is
The
hoping.
Black Prince, obviously, right?
Oh no.
I love
If
Paper Tag.
if it's the Black Prince in my first proper
Oh, Pioneers just went down to Crusader shop.
Oh, nice.
They all just stacked up on the same place and just got smoked. They dropped the Flamer too. You see by the house.
I can't actually see it. Maybe it was on screen, but I
By the
didn't
boat.
catch it.
I'm looking at it right now.
Really?
Yeah, if you look by the boat.
Yes, I see it now. Yeah, sorry, it wasn't
Yeah.
highlighted for me. Now I've seen it. Fair enough. It would have been on screen. I was just too busy thinking about what to say next, probably. Right, Pack 40 backs away. We've got the infantry section with the boys' anti-tank rifles just covering the victory points for now. Victory point situation was dire for Inca, but he has restabilised it. Of course, the tick in CoH3 is aggressive, and it does punish you if you lose control.
It punishes you if you lose all three. I think it's the same as CoH2 if it's 2-1. But it's more just it feels like it's more about like just beating you down when you're like super far behind. Just to make stumps really quick. Oh, Churchill's out.
Yes, it is indeed. The big Mr. Churchill himself, Winston, is on the field. And what a kill there. He's managed to take it out with a mine. And Crusader Panzer IV down. That's gone massively well for Inca. Good stroke of fortune there. Just as the Churchill hits, he's already killed his nemesis on the field.
I'm thinking... Well, that was a really good play for one. But I'm thinking Jibber is stalling for a Tiger right now. Double AT guns, Vader and Churchill. I think a P4 here would be kind of risky. You could, I think you could go for Nurburgring and Tiger though. But
dude, he needs something because this Churchill's going to stomp his face in, surely.
The double pack will be able to hold him off if he's playing very defensively and passively, but he's going to have to be really careful not to overstretch his lines. Oh, Gren goes down to the Crusader.
This Crusader's on an absolute killing mission. They're going to take out the pack next. Surely this is all over for Jibber at this point. There's no way back in at this point. He's lost two down
I don't know. There could be the surprise Tiger. It's gonna have to be like,
the Tiger surprise.
It's gonna have to be it because that's the only thing I can imagine that would.
Look at this stuff getting chomped up. That Crusader has its.
Nice grenade on the Gren's 2 in the center.
Gren somehow surviving through the maelstrom of death and destruction. And this is a base lock incoming. Needs to get these cut-offs ASAP.
This is now you just gotta go into the base here, I think. Just send in the Crusader and just start killing everything. There's no answer on the field right now.
But no offense to some of these two players from the tournament scene, I'm not sure they're going to pick up on the base killing as much as it should be prevalent, I think.
I'm sure they'll get around to that.
Yeah, they will. Probably this first tournament will not be as base killy, and then the second tournament will be base kill central. Like base kills within the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, just go into their base. Don't be afraid of snares.
Because they don't exist as much. We do have access to...
Jibber is still holding on, so he has to be stalling for the Tiger here. That's the only thing I can really see him stalling for.
Right, the grenade assault came in the end. That flame has still not been picked up, Orangepest. Oh, by the way, time sync, by the way, just to make sure we're on time. 23, 38, 39,
Yeah,
40.
real sync.
Perfect. I just accidentally pressed escape. And there it is, the flamer, surely. There we go, weapon picked up.
And now you can upgrade for a second flamer, making this the super Royal Engineer unit.
Can! Nice game knowledge, Orangepest. There we go, you can get double flamer Royal Engineers. Oh, interestingly, we've gone for a second Crusader.
I think it's a solid call. You could have gone for the Churchill as well, but I think both options are fine. Although one thing I'm noticing already is the upkeep. If you notice, it's 155. That's not a whole lot of manpower to work with, considering there is quite a few squads on the field. And look at all the reinforcing he has to do in his base currently.
Yeah, he's not got very good manpower at the moment. 152 per minute is low. His upkeep's very high. But that means he's got a big-ass army. Surely he should be going for the kill somehow. But
I would personally be pushing in here. This is just the perfect opportunity, but he must be afraid of something.
the one thing I will say as well, his...
Oh, there it is!
There it is! He is afraid of something, and it's 64 tons of Kruppstahl and destruction, immediately taking out the vetted Humber. This Tiger means business.
And all that upkeep is now going to come and bite Inca in the ass, because the Tiger is just going to keep swiping models left and right every time it shoots. And Grens are extremely cheap to reinforce. They're only 22 per model. And they're trading pretty efficiently.
They are. As I say, if you can scale up with them, they're like Ostrupen on steroids, aren't they?
Oh, a grenade on one of them in the center. They're a bit like it. They get more and more disgusting if you play the Luftwaffe commander, though. Because then they become 16 manpower to reinforce. And then it's just...
2 points to make. I believe these Crusaders are trying to flank the Tiger if it pushes too far in. He's getting the 6-pounders in position. That's the play he's going to try and make with the Tiger. He's going to attempt to move with the Royal Engineers and hope the Tiger comes out onto the beach. And the second point I have to make is this commander may be great for getting tanks out, but its lack of munitions-heavy call-in strikes means it can suffer at times to finish the game off. Here we go. Crusaders go in. The packs are the target of choice. They get round the side, and they get the decrew.
I think this pack is going to get saved by the Tiger rotating, but the 6-pounders are in position in this... actually, no, they're out of position. They were in position to intercept, but... Now that pack is going to get recruited unless Jibber decides not to take it, which he did. Interesting decision.
Indeed. Got a lot of people in base coming back out. Infantry support is lacking at the moment. Here comes the Tiger, finding one of the 6-pounders taking the long way around. There is its buddy backing it up. First shot's a good one.
Attack.
Yeah, really good. Here comes one of the Crusaders to help out. 6-pounder does not get out of there.
That gun sounds meaty when you're actually listening and paying attention to it. Good God.
Oh, just making sure he kills the weapon. Nice pickup for your man in the north, Jibber.
I think he's actually starting to consolidate and getting really stable. Inca has only upgraded his infantry training. If you look in the training center, it means all this fuel is floating. It's basically just going to end up being wasted here when he could get armored vehicle training, for example, giving his tanks more damage and rate of fire, which the rate of fire is the most important upgrade you can get.
Yeah, now he's been at PopCap for a long time. Look at his fuel and manpower reserves. I really think he's underutilized the training center, as Orangepest mentions. To be honest, it's probably a heavily underutilized aspect, because it should definitely be F1 on your keyboard. I don't know why headquarters is... and they neglect to show these structures easily. People aren't going to discover them, in my opinion. As the Schlosstruppen nearly taken out by the Churchill there. Maybe he'll overshoot. No, he won't. He's up against stern odds as the Panzer IV has now been rebuilt. We do have boys anti-tank rifles, and they are in position. It's going to keep the armor at bay.
Just able to run at a heavy tank that costs an incredible amount of resources and just harass it away.
Ooh, engine damage on the Churchill. Mines do that. They are the real snares of Company of Heroes 3.
Grant's coming to the rescue.
Great assault. He backs away with the right squad. Good micro from Inca. The man from Romania is doing a good job against the Dutchling. Yep, squad wipe. Men down.
Every time this Tiger shoots from the fog of war, it just kills something. It's just so consistent.
So 17 infantry kills now. Veterancy 1. Oh my.
This is a pretty bad scenario for Inca right now. Down to 2 squads. It's got a lot of repairing to do, but no engineers. Luckily, this commander has engineer attachments, which is one of the first abilities you can unlock, which makes your Royal Engineers only cost 165 manpower.
What? So you could Royal Engineer spam for 220 minus 25%. So that's like, what, 160 manpower or something?
Yeah. It's good for the late game, or if you start losing squads, just easy, cheap replacements.
Nice.
Also, Inca not knowing this commander's abilities that well, he went for recon artillery, and recon artillery is not good. It's bugged.
Oh.
So he should have gone for a marked target, but that is what it is.
No Black Prince either. He's gone for the normal Churchills, not the experimental, revolting, anti-historical Churchill, which is good. We applaud this man.
I don't think that Black Prince will ever be that competitive unless it's like a King Tiger
Thank
level unit.
Lord. Thank the Lord. Okay, Churchill makes it round the cover. Can't crush, but can kill. And it hits the tank trap. Good work. Right. I really think that Jibber could do with some sneakier capping. I think Inca's been good when he was... Oh, Panzer IV.
Yeah, just one Kitten or even a Pioneer just going down to the right.
Yes!
Just running around
That's
capping.
all he needs. Exactly, Orangepest. Exactly.
But Inca's holding on now with double Churchill. It's a hard position for Jibber to really break through with. I'm not completely 100% certain about all the abilities of the commander Jibber is playing, but I think he has an artillery strike he can deploy eventually to deal with the Crusaders, at least, considering how fragile they are. I mean, a Crusader literally has half the HP of a normal Churchill.
Oh, he could be going in for a big push on the Tiger here. Orangepest, the time has come for the Tiger to be surrounded and pounded. There's a Panzer IV waiting, but where are the packs in support? Tiger's up to veterancy too, though. The rate of fire should probably be obscene. We've also got an ability. It looks like it's from the Wehrmacht. Is he going into a trap?
It's actually Inca's own ability. It's the Reconnoiter.
Okay, not too bad.
It's probably gonna be more likely to hit Inca's own troops, to be honest.
Right, Tiger's backed onto the edge of the map. Its ass is not on display. He's got a 6-pounder coming in. The Pioneers have been forced away. And Second Crusader down. Churchill's been firing for a while. Tiger's down to 45% health. Needs that 6-pounder to hit.
The problem here with the push was, I think the Tiger's
side hits!
down, but...
What's the Tiger doing? No! Just do what you were doing! Why has he done that? Of all times to start doing a 180 and show off your Tiger's skins or whatever it was he was doing. What the hell?
Yeah, I mean, one Churchill, 2 Crusaders for a single Tiger. Was it worth it?
Let's do the math.
I'm starting to think it might have been.
Yeah, I think it might have been. So Churchill's 120. He lost 1 in 2 Crusaders. So that's 120 fuel. Plus the Crusader, which is 60. So it's 240 fuel. How much is a Tiger, chat? Tell me no.
Surely it's probably like CoH3, right?
230, probably, yeah. Someone chat will know. I bet it's one of the main stats that everybody knows.
So I have no idea.
Oh, it's 240 for 240. The game hasn't changed. This meant nothing. Oh, no, somebody's saying 180 now. Fair enough. It's 180. Right, okay, it's 180.
708. Okay, so overall he's lost on the trade, but he kept one Churchill alive. He's got another one coming up. So not the worst situation to be in.
So the Churchill was basically originally based off kind of the World War I premise of an infantry tank that goes at the speed of infantry itself. And it has a few quirks with it. It's one of the longest breaching distances of any tank ever designed. It can go over craters and supposedly through tank traps with ease, and basically go over huge gaps in terrain. But it has a very interesting quirk. The driver can't see shit. The driver has a very small vision slit here, and the tracks at either side of the vision slit. So he basically sees nothing.
That sounds absolutely terrifying.
It is terrifying, but it's one of the best tanks of the Second World War. It's one of the best tanks designs the British made of the Second World War, which isn't hard because they didn't make many good ones. Welcome, Helping Hands in chat. Glad to see your streams have been going well. Hope you're looking forward to playing in the Master League later weekend. I think Helping Hands will be uploading his Master League action to YouTube thereafter. And yeah, it'll be great to have Hansy Boy on board once more. Number 1 on the DAC leaderboards at the moment, I believe.
No, I'm just going to double check that just because you said that.
Orangepest is going to be like, discuss it. Helping Hands number 1?
It's some Chinese guy. He's only rank 3.
Someone's stolen your name, Hans. What's going on? Meanwhile, concentrating on this game at hand, we might have a push coming in from Jibber. Do we? Possibly not. I think he's still waiting for his second tiger, most likely. Churchill keeping the fuel in the north. Churchill dominating the centre. Still, this area remains unharassed, but now he's got a Vickers there, so nothing's going to happen anyway.
I've got to say, Jibber is, despite losing the tiger, he didn't really lose much else, and so he's still kind of stable in his pack positioning and his P4 positioning. It's still okay enough, where he won't just get overwhelmed by the Churchills. Although Vet 2,
What a shot from this Churchill! Sorry, what's Vet 2 do?
that Churchill, it makes him way faster. Just fires way better. Because someone just eviscerated that Stosstrupen.
Where did that happen, dude? Was that in the centre? Oh, okay, fair enough. Was that Slosstrupen? Okay,
that's a 4-man Stosstrupen squad.
Fair
Down
enough.
to one guy.
Yeah, someone has already answered the question about the Black Prince. It's not very good. It doesn't. A tiger smashes it, for example, and you can only build one of them all game. That's right, isn't it, Orangepest? You kind of.
I have no idea because I've never used it.
Orangepest is the meta man. He does what meta things he can. I really wish we could see inside the Fog of War. Maybe soon.
Yeah, we give it a couple of months.
Nice actually having elevation back in the game. It doesn't seem... I know the elevation mechanic of the cover stuff isn't exactly the most competitive things, but it's nice to have maps that actually go up and down a little bit, isn't it?
It creates a few more interesting dynamics with the game and how it plays, yeah.
I just mean it looks good. Oh, there we go. The Churchills roll in, and they smash everything in front of them. Meanwhile, we finally have Jibber pushing out of the castle there. And we have a hold down Panzer IV. Just with his beach towel and a pina colada on the beach. Nothing to see here. The Churchills are forced away.
Interesting play by Jibber, doing a combat repair while fighting. Actually able to out-repair some of the damage he was putting out with the Churchills.
Oh, and he picks up the pack. He's not going to get away with that.
But the tiger, well...
Oh, it's Tiger number 2. It's not a King Tiger, it's just he lost his first one. And here's a third Churchill. There's not enough champagne and brandy in the world to supply 3 Churchill tanks. They need to have a suitable level of drunkenness by 11 AM in the morning. Otherwise, they just can't perform. And it's going to be very tough to supply that kind of beverages.
Well, considering how well they're aiming, I don't think they've had anything to drink yet.
Seemingly. No, they aim better with drink. That's the thing.
You think so?
Absolutely. Everyone knows alcohol's a performance enhancer. You just don't have more than a few. Or in Winston Churchill's case, you definitely have more than a few. Victory point situations, roughly level. We're now 37 minutes into this game 1. I hope you guys are enjoying this. We've got 389 viewers clocking in for a slice of CoH3 competitive, a vision of what's to come, perhaps.
This is probably the longest game I've actually witnessed so far.
Same. We were all wondering, did Jibber forget to send us the replay? And the truth is out, it was just a long-ass game.
Well, this tiger, it's got his work cut out for him, but I think he may have made a mistake revealing it just now, because Inca is looking to go for the kill, coming in from the center with everything.
Here it comes. He's coming through the center, as Orangepest says. Gren spotted him, though. I forgot I could do the thumbnail thing. Oh, and here they come. Churchill's on the move. Let's do some more cinematic work. It's quite nice. Tiger's still in the north. It's the same situation again. The Tiger's like sitting on the ropes, just begging IncaUna to throw himself on him.
One little push. That's all it takes.
Exactly. But meanwhile, this time IncaUna's done the right thing. He's been backcapping with one of his units and capping up the eastern edge of the map.
Yeah, this was it's a bit of a skill issue on Jibber's part. Arguably, Inca's too. It's just they're not spreading out their armies properly. They're not utilizing just the compositions. They're just concentrating in one area and just duking it out. Because really, this southern side should have been on the contestation. Basically the entire game, but basically nothing's been happening there.
You've done forgotten how to say a word. Contestation? Contestment? It's been under contestment.
Words are hard.
Contest a diddly-do! Here we go, we got the Tiger, the Churchills are pushing in! It's much easier to talk about tanks and explosions, I find. Tiger's backing away, Churchills are after it.
I think Inca making a bit of a misplay dueling the Tiger at long range, which I assume, because of the Tiger's heavier armor, it will be favored in.
No, Kimmel, there's a better word than contest. The area is contested, but what is it under? Is it under contestment? Is it under... It's a contested area, we know that bit. Here they go, they're coming again. All three of them this time. Oh!
Well, there goes 400 of manpower down the drain.
The blink of an eye, and all the Churchills are pushing in again, and then they've got 6-pounder support. A is still seeking the ultimate thumbnail for this video. Meanwhile, Panzerfall's gone round the backside of one of the Churchills, but he's just too tanky. It's just a bigger tanky tank. Under contention! Artorias has saved the stream!
Contention, oh yeah, that's
Oh, God.
I knew there was a word for it.
Yeah, we were right not to give up, but Artorias, by the way, is the #1 Twitch commenter today. Well done, Artorias. You saved the stream. There's no way Jibber can win this, surely. I think IncaUna is just Churchilling out of his mind. And he's got another 6-pounder now, so it's the build. It's basically like a Barton-esque build from Sunday Night Fight Season 5. Yes, I'm old. In 2014, the build was like KVs and Zis guns. It was big, heavy tanks and Zis guns. The heavy tanks tank the damage. The AT guns kill the enemy tanks. And that's exactly what's happening in this game here, it seems.
Yeah, Jibber did get a modder out, so he's going for a bit more of a mobile AT approach, but I feel like there's a fatal flaw with the Inca's composition, in that, like, if you look at all his units, even though the AT sections are a bit of an anti-everything unit, practically, like, most of his infantry corps doesn't really have that much anti-infantry firepower anymore. So if there were some P guns or something, you just rush into those AT guns, then I think Inca could be in some actual serious trouble, but with Jibber just running at these AT guns head-on, I don't think he has to be worried about it just yet.
No, and the infantry's been wiped as well by the Churchills. It's Brit's OP right now. No, I think Inca's played better, to be fair.
He's playing a more steady game, I would say.
Victory points, by the way, have now gone into Inca's favour for the first time. 191 to 186. Barely any fuel for the Dutchman at the moment.
Still, and still no upgrades for Inca from his training center. Just the infantry one. Just even the team weapon one just makes them a bit harder to hit. All these useful abilities, but
it's painful. It's one of those things. It's very hard when a game first comes out to make sure you use some of the more lateral functions. It's much easier to just think linearly. I've got big tanks. I'm going to push them in your face. You don't think about side techs and you know, the wider spread of availability in the game. Actually, he's doing them all! Orangepest, he's doing all the upgrades!
There we
Inca's
go.
a god! He's a god amongst men! This guy's
40
incredible!
minutes into the game.
Dude, he's gonna be invincible now!
So one thing this actually does too, that you might not know, is that the XP points on your tanks, it gets like plus 500. So just getting a bit more extra vets already. Oh, double mortar, by the way. So
Nice! Oh, the Tiger's suffering the worst of that. Mind you, the Churchill got down to 40% health.
I think Inca might be falling into a bit of a trap here. His composition is losing. It's gonna lose out eventually to these mortars. Outranged, and the target to protect with the P4 backing. He could actually be starting to get zoned out. If there was a Kettenkrad now, or some sort of spotting unit, he could easily just be slowly pushed away and not be able to really make any serious maneuvers.
Oh dear, here it comes.
Bunch of mines get triggered.
Oh,
We're gonna see the S mines being used.
Tiger's coming in against the Churchill. So much going on in the meantime. Plane goes overhead.
P4 flanking from the center.
Churchill goes in the background. What's going on with the health bars? Where are we at? Churchill looking low. Tiger being penned. Panzer IV comes in. It's all going down, Orangepest. We got flames burning. Tiger's trying to get out of there. Churchill
P4 is
couldn't complete
pushing
the
in,
flank.
but I think he may have overextended. It's not looking good for Jibber right now.
Yeah, but the Tiger got out there. It's veterancy too. We all know what Tigers can do with vet.
Overall, one mortar went down, one 6-pounder went down, but not much else happened. So, still looking decent and somewhat even, although Jibber is now slightly behind.
And we got our epic thumbnail as well, so I'm very happy, Orangepest. It's all good. The main thing I care
Well,
about.
this looks to be like a 1-hour match.
It's happening! We're actually getting a mega match. And that $20 of Patreon funds that goes to the players, of course. Every cent of Master League money goes to players in some way or another. It's being used. We're getting value for money out of $20, would you not say, Orangepest?
Yeah, probably way more value than if I would be playing.
You either win in 10 minutes or rage quit in 10 minutes.
Exactly. Oh, 6-pounder is missed on them.
Nice.
So, Jibber getting some AT back at least.
As I say, surviving with the Tiger there, Vet 2, the Churchills can't really push through it, and that exposes one of the Brits' main flaws. And that is, they have no heavy tank destroyers. No way of really penetrating the big German cats and pushing them off. And
there is the 17-pounder, but clunky.
Yeah, true.
And it's way too clunky to really get the value you want out of it.
You're saying that? I mean, come on, build a 6-pounder, like, on that main road in the centre. A little bit back. You can cover this fuel. I suppose so. There's all these bloody garrisons as well, isn't there? I'm not sure it can actually shoot over them and
Just
shoot down.
one artillery strike and you're done for. Or if you lose the truck, then you have to invest more into like rebuilding it, which can be a constant 260 manpower investment to keep alive.
I would retract my opinion. 6-pounder's been rebuilt. Churchill's ready to go. He's back at 99 pop cap. Come on, boys and possible ladies. Let's see what happens. See what happens in this epic game. 170 victory points, 128. IncaUna's on top for now, but a Vet 2 Tiger with all those abilities. Churchill's go in yet again.
They are slugging it out, and it looks like they're actually like trading evenly with the Tiger just by raw numbers.
Churchills are reversing themselves into combat. This is brand new strategy from IncaUna. I've never seen this before.
He's starting to use the side armor. He's trying to showcase the new mechanics, you know?
Like a battleship. He's using them like battleships. It's incredible. Oh, the Tiger's exposed its rear. One Churchill goes round the back. Whoa, with the flanking speed of a glacier.
2 6-pounders in perfect position to supply some supporting fire as well. I think Inca's made the right call, by the way, in terms of repositioning his entire army. It's going all in on the beach on the south. I think it's way better for him, just able to lock down positions with the 6-pounders and just maneuver around the beach. Jibber wasting snares on the Churchills. Not sure if it's worth it.
Jaeger squad with the Shrek. What's that going to do against Churchill? She's going to get eaten alive. Case in point.
The Shrek, instead of shooting the Churchill, just sniped one of the AT models point blank to the face.
That's not the worst choices I've ever seen. You can tell that these are good players, but the game's only just come out because some of the attacking decisions are like watching AE play. Look at these Jaegers. They're getting devastated. If he loses the game now, it's because he wasted all that manpower on Jaegers.
Yeah, I don't know about Jaegers, but I think he might be struggling to find an adequate answer to the mass horde of Churchills.
Ooh, it gets acceleration at Vet 3. We're going to get a speedy Churchill that won't just...
It's noticeable. Like, once you hit Vet 1, you get a bit of a speed increase, but like, Vet 3, it's...
I can't wait for speedy supersonic Churchill.
I mean, I don't think Jibber will be able to catch it with the Tiger anymore. And also, this is on top of him having the tank upgrades too, so they're just getting so much more. That's probably why they're able to duel the Tiger as well as they are. But the Martyr is pushing them back slowly but surely. But he keeps rotating the Churchills in and out, trying to push on ahead. And the P4 goes down.
Oh, nice. Here we go, we've got a reconnaissance overflight of everything. Very in our face there with that Spitfire, it seems. Looks like one at least. Any idea how the Panzer IV went down?
Yeah, I got sniped by the 6-pounders. And as we speak, the Churchill on the center might get sniped by the Tiger. Oh,
close.
misses. A lot of misses for Jibber this game, I'm noticing. A lot of killing blows they doesn't get. Might
Sorry
be
guys,
getting a bit tilted.
had to turn some notifications off there, but we're all good now. As the Churchill Vet 3 goes in. I've just put tactical pause on by accident, sorry. I didn't even know I had access to that.
I'll pause it.
Yeah, I'm at 50. And another Marder goes down to the Vet 3 Supersonic Churchill, taking out the 6-pounder. This game looks all but over, because the Churchills just are too powerful at this point. I'm at 50, 47, 48.
I'm a few seconds behind now.
Okay, I'll pause for a second.
I'm
54, 55, 56.
I'm a couple seconds behind, but it's fine. We'll work with this.
51, 01, 02, 03.
Okay, right, we're in sync.
Good, man. Right, the Jaegers, who are the most underwhelming unit you could possibly use in this context, go forward.
Yeah, Shreks, I'm not sure. Well, they're putting on pressure. They are forcing back, but it's coming at an attrition. Every time just
But he doesn't even have to go back. He should just stand his ground and eat them alive.
I think he's afraid of getting caught out, so that's probably the main thing. Just afraid of losing, maybe. Maybe he really needs some launch money.
Oh, there's a big shot from one of the Churchills, forcing them off. And the Tiger's exposed now. Oh, Churchill gets a big side hit there, which matters so much more. The side armor's very low relative to the frontal armor, 300 to 225.
I think he's starting to promote all his Grens into Jaegers.
Oh, is that how he's done it? Makes sense, makes sense.
I'm starting to think that, because there's only one Gren alive now, I think.
That makes a lot of sense, dude. That's big brain thinking. So that because I wouldn't understand why Jibber would think this. He's one of the best strategists we have. So yeah, it makes a lot more sense. Good stuff. Rear armor hit. Vet 3 Tiger incoming. We have had somebody ask about it in chat. It's very close to Veterancy 3 now, where it gets massive rate of fire increases.
It is pushing, like, this Jaeger blobs, while inefficient manpower-wise, they are whittling down the HP of the Churchill. It's making it possible for the Tiger to take them head-on in some of these fights. And I think Inca may have lost his patience a little bit.
I think Inca has indeed lost his patience. His play is not as dynamic as it once was. He keeps pushing in with the Churchills and tanking damage. As you say, with allies, as ever, against the Tiger, you just need to kind of get all your stuff fully healed, fully repaired, and then push as one. Don't push piecemeal, because that's when you just run to the meat grinder.
Although he does have the cap on the north now, so it's not the worst situation to be in.
One Gren remains a Gren.
Oh, Churchill almost going down in the center.
Yep. Tiger's so close to Veterancy 3. One more shot. Might get there. And the VPs are low. We've got 89 for Jibber, 106 for Inca.
At this point, Jibber is probably struggling to get an answer for the Churchills. He's got the Tiger out, but despite the fact that it's getting a lot of value in dueling the Churchills, he hasn't actually killed any of them, which is a bit of a problem. Actually, is it possible to tell if they have auto-reinforce activated? I'd be curious to know if Inca actually auto-reinforce.
Inca plays with auto-reinforced, yes he does.
Because in this situation, I would actually turn it off, just because you can do an all-in push, and if you trade really well, and even if you lose a Churchill, you can just call in another one, and not have to worry about your squads draining on your manpower.
Good point, good point. Tiger pushing in, about to hit Veterancy 3, chat. Let's go. Oh, so close. And here comes that Recon yet again. Churchill pushes forward with that Vet 3 for better speed. Tiger's still got eyes, and another Churchill flanks in. Tiger's now Vet 3, but he's been hit in the side. Oh, Shreks could take out the Vet 3 Churchill.
Is working.
Yes, it is working. Oh my god, one more shot perhaps. Attack ground, and bounces.
Jibber must be cussing out the game right now, because this has been a consistent problem.
It really has.
But he made a bit of a mismicro there too, receiving 2 of those Jaeger squads when he didn't need to.
Jaeger's in the fog of war here, going for the hunt. They're going for the hunt, Orangepest. Maybe they'll get it. They've seen the target. Here comes that Shrek. Shrek from the gods, goddammit. Oh, they can't quite see it. We can't see what we can't see what he can see. And now he's going to die on retreat, probably. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
Well, he gets one shot off before risking death.
Here it comes. Get ready for death. How did it survive? Light cover. Kratos. They certainly help Orangepest.
Man, it's actually going to be a 1-hour game. Good
It
God.
is! Oh my god. Holy shit. 83-69. Oh, Tiger with a big shot there. Side hit.
Oh, we can finally have an opportunity to kill one of the Churchills.
Finally! Vet 3 Tiger has some Vet 3 fun.
Jibber does not risk it. I think he's being a bit afraid. I think the problem here for Jibber, which is a pretty normal issue I've had when we played in CoH3, is that he's always liked a bit of that killer instinct, right? Like, he doesn't know when to push in, and when he has to push in. And right now, it's he has to make a play, right? Like, there's no, like, room for doubt. He has to do something, but he's not really doing anything right now. Just kind of letting Inca sit there on the VPs.
And the trading smokes. Here comes the Jaegers forcing off the Vet 3 Tommies. Don't know why the Vet 3 Tommies really had to get forced away there. Oh, meanwhile, Gren's going to the meat grinder. Vet 3 tanks trading off.
We're losing a strategic point to enemy action. We have command points ready to...
Oh, the Shreks. One penetrates, one bounces.
4 Jaegers now. It's
interesting.
It seems to be working slightly.
Slightly, yep. Indeed, the Tiger's bouncing these 6-pounder shots, even though they're veteran C2. This Jaeger's not working. He's forced to.
One Churchill's now exposed, super low HP. Second one on the north side.
Both 2 are actually, and the Shreks come in. Both bounce. Jibber must be fuming.
Oh, but he does get those AT guns.
That could be big.
One-tapping them both.
Yep.
2 Crusaders immediately queued up.
Crusaders, he's going to go for the memes. He's going to go round the back. Because he's going to fall below on victory points very soon. 61 to 54.
I don't know if these Churchills will, these Crusaders will even make it in time. This is
it's bleak.
Quite the move.
It's bleak indeed. I think they will because he's still got 1 victory point. He should be okay.
It's just this build of Inca is just fighting him. He's just lacking so many tools to really end the game when he's had multiple chances to.
Cruise shock on the Tiger. Battery 3 will be absolutely fine. Right, first Crusader.
He queued up a 3rd Crusader.
Oh my god, he's going to go for a mega tank rush. He's also getting the victory point in the north. This is crucial for this game. 47 to 54. Oh my.
He won't be able to cap it because of the Tiger, but at least just negating it, just buying time.
Possible Gren coming in. The Crusaders revealed itself. Right, come on, the Churchills. These engineers have to repair faster. He has to do something to finish off this Tiger and get utmost supremacy in this victory point clutch situation. Or has he gone too hard on teching tanks? Should he gone for a Vickers machine gun or 2 and gone for the victory point hold? We'll have to wait and see.
In this situation, he fell into the CoH3 mentality, I think, of just making as many vehicles as you can and overwhelming everything. But because Jibber went for mass Shreks, I think going Crusader is actually going to cost him the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Vickers, dude, that's in CoH2 as well. In elite level matchups in CoH2, all of a sudden an MG is the correct thing to go. 1 hour plus. I've watched a lot of 1 hour plus games in these clutch situations, and you have to control the victory points like your life depends on it. And right now, it looks like Jibber is reigning supreme with what seemed like a very bad decision, according to me and Orangepest. But the Jaeger Shreks have been clutch.
This is not looking good for Inca at all. Team getting the triple.
He has to go now. He has to go now. But one Churchill's examining the rocks. And the Tiger's just absolutely fine. The Shrek Blob there to save the day. Oh, it's a triple cap. What a win for Jibber Jabber Jobber. Some dodgy decisions made on both sides, but some great play regardless. It's been a cracking game. And we've hit the 1 hour mark. First proper GG for co-competitive of CoH3. And Orangepest, it was great to share this moment together. What a good game.
Starting off the cat games with an explosion, really.
Yeah, wow. That was good. That was fun. That was very fun. And we've got yeah, it was game. I'll send you G2 presently. We'll get straight into it. Don't want to keep these hungry eyes waiting.
There we go. Have you been watching anyone else play the game, by the way, on stream?
No, I've been trying to get okay at the game because I need to cast it to an okay level, and it's going to be very tough for me to do so.
Yeah, the game's complicated to learn.
It is really complicated to learn, and if I don't put that time in, there's nothing worse than a caster that doesn't know what he's on about. Everybody watching has it in the back of their minds. Hang on, that didn't quite make sense. Hang on, his chain of logic there wasn't logical. That's why it was great to cast with you, because you filled in the gaps for me. But if I don't get to a standard that's acceptable, there's no point in me casting Master League games, even though I organise it. You know what I mean? And nobody else is going to, so I've got to work hard, basically, this week to learn the game, unfortunately for me. Well, fortunately for me, it's quite a fun game, so yeah. I've sent you the replay. I've called it pest.rec.
Yeah, I'm trying to load it up right now. Let's see if it works.
Okie dokie, I'm very confident it will do.
It seems the replays are actually working without much problems at all.
And it's a bit finicky, but we can...
Well, you know, like, why even having them in the first place when they said you wouldn't, so...
Yeah, it's better to have something rather than nothing in this case, yeah, definitely. So let's rename that to pest.rec. There we go. Let's load in. This time we will look at the player list at the start of the game. I think that's...
Oh, by the way, instead of going to escape, you can just use the tactical pause instead.
Yes, true, yeah. But I've read.
So if you want to do it like when you're solo casting or something, also I'm on 5 seconds now.
Good stuff, good stuff. 435 viewers, not bad for a little cash game. Mr. Pest coming in clutch. If you want to watch Orangepest stream, he's a very, very good player to watch because he's very exciting. His Twitch channel looks something like this. So go and follow him, give him some love because he's an excellent analyst caster for today. All right, there we go. We'll show the player list to start things off. I think it's a good idea. There we go. Right, player list is Jibber Jabber Jobber. This time is the US. IncaUna as the DAC. I'm at 5 seconds. I'm on pausing in 3, 2, 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So
I'm 1 second behind.
1 second behind. Okay, hang on. 17, 18, 19.
There we go. Perfect.
Awesome. Okay, then. So we got Jibber this time is the USF going for... Do my eyes deceive me? Is that Pathfinder spam, Mr. Best?
This was a strategy actually very early on Jibber advocated for. And just out of the gate, one little trick you can do with going Pathfinders is instead of picking Pathfinders out of the gate, you queue up Scouts first because they're cheaper and more numerous. And then you pick it, and they'll just immediately get 4-man and just come out just a bit quicker.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Scouts have deployed into the field.
So yeah, this is of course of the airborne battle group. It's the right side. It's Pathfinders into Paradroup into a possible anti-tank gun team, so you can skip motor pool perhaps. Interesting.
It's a very strong commander, but I've found most of its usefulness comes against the Wehrmacht. Because Wehrmacht kind of lacks some of the tools you need to really deal with like snareless vehicles in the first place. Because they don't really have anything like, like an 8-track, like non-doctrinally. They just have 221s and the half-track. Which means, the need of having a snare for something that's going to dive in your base isn't necessarily as necessary.
Necessarily as necessary. There we go. Big shout out to Gunther, who's watching this in Deutschland with his two buddies. He remembers SNF in the old Co1 countdowns. That's where I learned to enjoy watching these streams. Sunday Night Fights was a big proponent of that in the old Co1 days. And Orangepest and I have to, pull out the old tactics and the old strategies of casting because unfortunately we don't have OBS mode yet. But how good will this be when we finally get OBS mode? That'll be nice.
I just want to point out Jibber's micro mistake on the north side, halfway capping the Muni and then coming back after not finishing the cap.
Makes me feel better about this kind of stuff I do. We've got Panzer Grenadiers, which are very good at close combat. Despite having Car 98Ks, they're like close combat Car 98K rifles. Explain that to me, Orangepest.
Well, they're good. They're good at close combat, but they're only good against, well, I want to say like low-tier close quarters infantry. Things like sections and rifles will just win this fight that Jibber just had, like overwhelmingly so. So while they're strong in the early game, their presence kind of scales up into this mid to long range style unit with the LMG upgrades and the 6-man upgrade you can eventually get.
Orangepest, care to tell us how much the smoke costs on Pathfinders?
It's free.
It's free. That's not free. Dying in a crater. F and chat for that guy. That's not a good way to go. Oh dear.
Enemy activity near our munitions point.
One of the things with this build though is that you get free flares and you get free smokes. And just being able to use information and Inca BMing Jibber out of the gate. Classic move, high proof. But we're now seeing the reason why Jibber does this build. And while you get a bunch of early capping power, you get a lot of easy fuel, and then eventually you can just convert into a half-track. You also went for infantry support.
Yes, give him an actual infantry squad. You like that? Oh, we get shit talked back in replays. We didn't have this in Co2 Observer.
It's a
Probably
shame.
for good reasons.
So the question is, what upgrade is Jibber going to go for?
Well, there it is, the quad mount. It's exactly as you predicted. Good bit of American apple pie. Why do the graphics on this look terrible? This unit in particular. Like, the actual rivets in the armour are very poorly modelled compared to some of the other units.
Inca making a play I'm not quite sure of. Taking Flamer against Pathfinders. Seems a bit wasteful. So 4 minutes in, at this stage of the game, I can tell you Dak has basically no answer. Except one. There is a call-in you get when you tech up. It's called the Panzerjäger truck.
Yes, in the 250, yeah.
That's basically all your anti-tank at this stage of the game.
Right, he's absolutely blapping him. Inca's going to be pissed. Dropping airborne on the fuel. Paratrooper squad inbound with nice para drop rolls there.
I actually haven't used the parrots that much, but when I talked to Devon about them, they seem to be like a long-distance sort of bruiser unit. With the LMGs at least.
Interesting. Let's see if it looks any better now. No, I'm going to christen this the M2006 because it's very 2006 graphics. Unreal Tournament. Let's go. Command and Conquer Generals.
Oh man.
It's the Command and Conquer Generals vehicle.
So, Inca's gone for a very infantry-heavy build. Just 2 Bergsaleri, which, by the way, costs 320 manpower. Just compare that to the price of a Pathfinder, it's 200. So it's gone for, and just double Pig run. It's very, very greedy play. I'm just gonna say, like, personally, this is not a build you could actually run in a tournament because you would lose immediately. Dak does not play this way. This is not how you're meant to play them. Infantry heavy is just not their style. But there's a
No.
reason why they're all overpriced.
Yeah, it's meant to be a vehicle micro kind of heavy faction. And
There
here it
comes
is.
Panzerjäger.
Here's the counter allegedly. Panzerjägers in the building with Panzer Pioneers upgraded to the Flammenwerfer 35, being smoked out. There's no fire without smoke. Indeed, they're gonna have to run away actually.
So one interesting thing Jibber could do here is could go for bazookas, although wouldn't expect it. But in this case, with the quad mount just able to bully practically all the infantry on the field, it's creating such a big problem for him because Berg's O'Leary don't have snares and he doesn't have healing yet, and the Pigrins require 150 manpower upgrade to get even access to grenade and snares. So it's just a bunch of issues all over the place with this build, and Jibber's just exploiting it just fine.
It's really nice exploitative build order. It's kind of the one you want to save in your back pocket for a tournament, I would suggest. Not just a $20 cash game, but oh well, at least we're getting to see some of the more interesting things.
Oh, Jibber using a flag to scout into...
Oh! And he ran straight into the motor carriage, let's call it.
We now know the 8-Rad will be coming out shortly for Inca, as Tier 3 is done for him, as the flag shows.
I mean, yeah, in Inca's favour, he has been able to keep his plus 10. He never got it cut off, and he's had his plus 5, so it's 15 income of fuel versus, wow, 23.
Well, the problem here is the unit Inca is rushing for is a shock unit that comes up pretty early. But the air mates, although they are about equal in combat performance if you get all the upgrades and stuff, the motor carriage plus the M8 will just destroy the A-Rad very, very easily.
Right, the Panzerjägers with their Bersaglieri Italian cousins are not doing very well against the captain here. Why is it Captain Retinue? Anybody understand that? What does a retinue mean?
Isn't it like a personal guard, sort of?
Ah, that makes sense, yeah. I was going to guess. There it comes, the 8-Rad. Radical, man! Can he come in for the quad mount? We'll have to wait and see.
And here comes the Greyhound to immediately shut him down.
Tags him out for the hot tag. Oh, dear.
Luckily, I don't think he retreated the AT rifles, so if Jibber remembers this, there won't be a reason for him to chase here. And he does remember, so good play by Jibber. Oh, we also got an MG out for Jibber in the south.
We did, yeah.
He's gone for that. Honestly, I think a sniper would be really, really strong. Even though I don't like snipers.
You're not against using them and when it matters, though?
No, when money's on the line, it's a different story.
By any means necessary. This
But with
bloody
like,
red house.
well, like how many squads he's gone, just a single sniper would be just so brutal.
Where is the MG? There he is. There they are. They're not in the lighthouse. Oh, in the north, Rad uncovers one of the 4 Pathfinders he's been able to keep alive.
I'm hit! He's gone! Leave him! Engineers on the field! We're losing a strategic point.
Engineers out, no doubt to repair what needs to be repaired. I'm sure they're going to get the Minesweeper as well, maybe not.
So Inca is still getting 20-ish fuel. They're still doing pretty okay. They're actually about even in map control, even though Jibber is getting 33 right now. But the situation for Inca is not going to last. I'm guessing, if I had to like just make assumptions because we can't actually see his resources, he's probably bleeding a lot of manpower right now. Like, these squads, it's 5 infantry squads and 1 costs 28 to reinforce. It's rifleman syndrome from CoH3 all over again.
Yeah. By the way, here we go. We got in the north. We've got Inca making use of the lighthouse's blind spot. You can flank around it, and you can defeat an MG there if you get close to it. It's just getting close is the hard bit. That's all.
But Jibber might be setting up for a rifle nade on those E-runs. It'll be a very easy wipe right there.
One of our strategic points is under attack.
There's rifle nade for 35 munitions. Will he do it? That would have been very picturesque if he pulled it off. He's up against the... he's had his moment to do that now. He's going to climb the steps instead. That's not how gun combat's meant to work.
So we now know what the CP choice, what the Inca's made now. He has gone for LMGs. So, and the commander is playing the Italian armored combined arms or something, where you get the Bergsolari, and he went the Bergsolari tree, which gives them 6 man. And then also eventually an LMG, which is basically a bar. And this goes for all his infantry.
Oh, wow. Nice upgrade.
It's pretty good, but it's not really what you need for the faction. And especially in this moment where you could just get a light car or tank out.
Now, Jibber's pushing in en masse at the moment. He's got a push in the south, a push in the north. He's up against heavy cover in the south and an 8-rad in the north. Smoke comes in from one of the many Pathfinders, lighting the way.
Bazooka squad reporting in.
And it's a bazooka squad next for the Jibmeister.
I guess he knows that now that the Bergsolari have been fully upgraded, that the next thing is going to be IncaUna just calling in massive Italian tanks.
Oh, and here, talking about massive Italian vehicles, we've got the 8-rad supporting the Marder 3. Sacre bleu. Looking for the M16.
Oh, he's been spotted now. Does Inca have snares, though? Does not.
Yep, our mate's going around the backside. Bazooka squad's found the Marder. This could be the end of Inca. Have to keep an eye on this. Oh, side hit. Needs to get away. Will the M8 reverse back into action? He's trying to avoid the possibility of a snare from the Panzer Grenadiers.
And while this is happening, the rest of his army is going to capture the rest of the map. So now Jibber is actually playing a very spread out game. Actually contesting the entire map. Playing really well, actually. Just piling on pressure.
Basically, already have the upgrade Orangepest was alluding to, giving them that LMG. All of a
You can
sudden,
also upgrade it again to get fully fired up, which he has done. So these, yeah, they have 2 bars now. It's just,
wow.
it's disgustingly strong. But he doesn't really have the main thing about the Bergsolari is that Veterancy 1, you get a free ability, which is like an Ura on steroids, which gives them a received accuracy bonus, and just makes them super tanky and makes them sprint like hell. But most people don't seem to be using that ability yet.
Yet, being the operative word indeed. Back in base, we're still waiting for the tank depot. Oh, looks like they're doing it now. That was good timing for good old AE there. But, yeah, tank depot's coming down. What do you predict first? We're going for a Hellcat or a Sherman?
Sherman, I think. Just
Okay.
good. It depends. If there's double Marder, I could see the argument for a Hellcat. But if there's just 8-rads and M14s, which is the Italian column vehicle that comes out, that's a light tank, then a Sherman would probably be better. As the M14 is kind of like a soft counter to the Hellcat, just because it's firing.
So, yeah, that would be... I see what you mean on the vehicles, but I just saw, sorry to interrupt, the Pathfinder going into the Red House basically sees the entire map. It's ridiculous. It's like an orbital satellite suddenly pops up.
Jibber hasn't spent any of his CP points ever since he got the paratroopers, by the way. He can easily just get recon down, or... There's this ability called paratroop reinforcements, which automatically reinforces you, like, all your troops in an area for free.
Oh, 8-rad runs into trouble. Bazookas do the damage, and M8's looking to finish the job. Oh, so close, but there's the Marder. And a snare. It's the M8 that could die.
Jibber was making a little bit of a poke there initially to see if they...
Oh,
nice
attack
shot.
ground gets the kill.
So one little thing there that Jibber did was he stopped the moment he saw the pea-grass because he was expecting a snare. But then when they didn't snare, he decided to push forward, and then they threw it. And by the time he pushed forward, it was already too late to back out. It's one of those really small things that can swing whether a tanker lives or not.
We're losing a fuel point.
Sherman on the way. Paratroopers have gotten 5 infantry kills. Can't wait for this kill information to be on the actual bloody thing itself. We will wait patiently. Or impatiently. Depending on who you
7 CPs now.
What's he going to do with them?
Resources cut
I have
off.
no idea.
Territory isolated.
Could do the power drop for munitions and spam
Yeah.
space all game.
That'd be cool. Supply drop would be good, I think. Into P-47 rocket strafe, maybe.
Yeah, that was.
German tank.
Well, the
Ten
strafe isn't very good, unfortunately, but the carpet bombing gun is alright.
Oh, fair enough. Finders lead the way. Another decent game. I know it's only 16 minutes in, but it feels pretty decent so far. Zilligath, if you're tired of negativity and there's people whinging about how bad CoH3 is, as the captain dies, is tested olden time tradition, Orangepest, the officer always dies, feel free to purge the ranks.
Defend our victory.
No traitors to the A's communist cause. Alright, Marder 3 reversing.
Oh, he's just on top of a mine. 2 mines. There we go. Detonates one with the 8 rad.
Oof, that's there, and there's another mine waiting for them. Where's the backup? There is none, because the Sherman's currently having some fun in the south.
A victory point is
Oh,
under attack.
Marder backs away.
The interesting thing about the Panzerjägers, they do have snares, despite the fact they're AT infantry.
Really?
Yeah, it's incredibly.
Is it a satchel, or is it like a proper snare?
It's a normal grenade.
Oh, I'm not okay with them having like one of those close combat satchels, but I don't like it when they get snares.
Yeah, I don't like AT infantry in general running around with snares. It just, if you make a mistake, you just lose your tank. Essentially, it's not fun.
One of our sectors is now in enemy hands.
You know what's the good thing about these games, Orangepest, is we stick around and we enjoy them for like 10 years, and then after like the first month, all the people that hate it and are never going to like it, they kind of just disappear, or they convert to liking it. And then we're just left to enjoy what we like without people telling us we're wrong.
Assuming balance is fine.
Yeah.
Because the balance arguments will never end.
No, of course not, no. It'll never be fine and they'll never end. That's the answer to that question.
Spend our munitions.
We do have the Panzer III medium tank out. And, yep, Sherman's going to be up against that.
I think the Sherman is slightly favored, but I haven't really had much experience with this matchup.
I tell you what, though, the Hellcat's out as well, and that can zoom around the back of pretty much anything on the field right now if it can avoid the snares and take it out with that flanking speed.
A strategic point is being claimed.
And here he comes. There's that fast Hellboy. Poof. Not much damage there, actually. I don't know what happened with the shell. And the Marder tags in for him and saves the day. Meanwhile, Pathfinder's smoking themselves out and also spotting for the Sherman.
The one thing I've noticed so far, from looking at the HP values of these tanks, Inc has not spent any manpower upgrading, just because he went for this massive infantry corps. It means his infantry bleed is too much, and his ability to actually employ upgrades, which is one of the main strengths of DAC, seems to be very limited.
They've taken our victory point.
Oh, and also Pathfinder goes down, but
I know, he kept them alive for so long, all 4 of them.
We're losing.
One finally dies. F in chat for Patrick the Pathfinder and his 3 merry men. And 1 mine there.
and
Everything's
still up to 9 CPs and no points spent.
Be near our munitions point.
Yeah, he just likes what he likes, and he doesn't like anything this has to give him. Medic checks to see if there's anything he wants, and there certainly isn't. He jumps in the house to give him better lines of sight, see what he can find. Victory point wise, it's 375 for Jibber as the USF.
One
You
thing I've
can't
noticed-
kill the medics? I'm sorry, I now agree with everybody on Steam. You can't kill... What? I want my war crimes back. Free war crimes, 2023.
It's constant, endless reinforcements for US.
And you can't kill them?
Yep, I've tried.
What?
Trust me.
What? That's
They,
one of the best mechanics ever.
It's one of those things. I talked to Devin about it actually. I asked him why, and basically the reasoning, what he told me was they can't sell the game in certain regions if you're able to kill the medics. So.
Bullshit. Well, F those regions then. Don't sell it to them. Semaventi on the field.
The Semavent is an interesting choice here. One interesting counter-tech you can do to this, if you go mechanized, and upgrade the armor on your Shermans, the penetration of the Semavent seems to really struggle dealing with Shermans head-on. But because Jibber went infantry and basically used none of the upgrades, it doesn't really matter in this situation.
Ooh, we got flanks coming in from the Shermans. They're against a Mortar, a Semavente, and a Panzer III. There's a huge armor confrontation evolving right now. The Mortar's backed up. The Sherman gets the kill. Meanwhile, the Panzer III is next on the agenda. Semavente's barely helping. Sherman OP in this situation with Hellcat support for certain. 8 Rads next. It looks all but over for IncaUna at this rate.
It's not looking good at all now.
Semavente, oh dear.
This is a disaster. The build that he went for, going for a lot of infantry, a lot of field presence, but they're not utilizing it properly and getting out-capped. And of course blaming the game for his own failings and build. Which is a very typical co-player thing to do.
Yeah. At least we'll always have Game 1, chat. Game 1 was epic. Well played, Inca, for Game 1. Well played, Jibber. You are now the proud recipient of $20. I hope it was worth it.
Didn't Jibber lose the first game? Oh no, he did win. Shit. No, you're right.
You've gotten tired. You carried the cast at times, and now I'm like, I'm bright as a button and I'm fine.
Oh, that's just, I completely forgot, because it felt like he was winning the entire time and then he just lost.
Yeah. Decisions were made.
Mistakes plenty.
M16's been good. What do you think about the build of Jibber in this game? Do you think it's actually viable, or is it just taking everything by surprise?
I would have to go up against it myself to really make a fair judgment. But
I like that. You're like, if it works against you, it's viable. I see. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a good player. I know I'm good enough, and I don't do dumb builds like Inca.
So you versus Helping Hands is our next game.
Oh god. I already destroyed him once in a tournament. I don't want to do it again.
Yeah, but he's number 1 on the leaderboards, bro.
Well, he's number 3, D rank.
Yeah, but he's going to up rank later.
No, not if I have something to say about it.
Enki, Hans, you're so going to get stream sniped now. You need to be careful.
I'm gonna pay Kimbo $500 to 24/7 stream snipe hands.
Right. This definitely sounds like something that's going to get clipped and sent to Relic.
Yeah, I'm gonna get banned. It's over for me, unfortunately.
F in chat for Orangepest. Nice.
Also, one thing I want to point out with this build that Jibber's doing that I don't like is 1 engineer, 4 vehicles. Notice how, like, you haven't seen the half-track in action all game?
Yep.
Sorry, I'm just patient.
Oh no, Semavente has been utterly... Oh, it got a kill! Semavente has redeemed itself! Barely.
If he can get...
Ooh,
I think he needs...
snare on the Sherman.
I think he needs 2 more snares and he can get the kill on it.
He's coming in for the kill. These Grenadiers, we can't see its cooldown, of course, because we are basically playing... Oh, the other Sherman's there to save the day. He's going to tag out for his slightly stronger brother. He got the kill from beyond the grave. It does nothing! Oh, and he died anyway!
He threw a normal grenade instead of an AP grenade. Interesting.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
The wrong grenade!
And then the halfback comes in, clears the two final squads, getting amazing value. But that's just the thing of like having one. He's finally gotten a second engineer, but just the one problem I'm noticing with this build because he had 4 vehicles, right, and couldn't just efficiently repair everything. But I guess Inca's infantry build, it doesn't really matter. So
It's the wrong grenade, Gromit. You know if you know. Anyway, new mortar out. Sherman doesn't care. He's going straight in for it. Jibber smells blood.
there's only one snare left on the map, and that's the Panzerjägers coming out to
This is
try
how
and
tank.
intimidate the Sherman.
That's how tank combat really worked in World War II, everybody.
Securing our capture point.
If you've seen Fury, you'd know.
Dude, this Sherman is slapping infantry. Holy shit.
They've got a decent amount of kills for certain.
Oh, there's an ability you can do that increases your anti-infantry.
High
That's
explosive rounds, 45 munitions, seemingly, yeah.
interesting. I've played it primarily like infantry support and stuff with US. So I've never really gotten to play a lot with the Shermans.
Credit to Inca, though. I mean, he's holding in there. He's got good bravery, and that's what you can say about him there. Oh, they've survived a while.
You just needed to get a better stronghold, or even, you know, a couple of mines would be nice.
Attacks ground through the smoke, gets the kill. New mortar out. I don't think this is going to work. Go, mighty mortar! Mighty Morphin Mortar Rangers.
The LMGs from behind can penetrate the mortar. They
Oh,
did some
God.
HP damage to it.
Oh, I just saw that. Yeah, and here comes a fresh Sherman. Mortar's getting hit in the rear. Murder. GG. There you go. That's all she wrote. We get the victory jump scare. No, we get a sync error. That's even scarier, Orangepest.
Now you can actually look around the map in the final moments. Wow.
You can. You can actually
You
remove
line up
that.
for your epic screenshot. Or
Oh, I've
thumbnail
got
or
some
whatever.
epic screenshots today, dude.
Um,
Oh, yeah, let me do monitor only, because then I get rid of my overlay. Whee!
That's well played by Jibber.
Well, there it is. There's your screenshot. Oh, we got chat on this. Damn it. There we go. That's better. Okie dokie, chaps. There you
I
go.
got a bug splat.
Hey, Bugs Blood. That shows one of the players was definitely cheating.
Rue. Definitely Inca, which is why he lost. He's not used to playing with an actual advantage.
Ah, TY.
Jaeger Sharks would lose against US though, because rifles would just walk at you and everything would die.
Well done, Jibber. 2-0. Mighty recipient of $20. Orangepest, thanks so much for casting. I really do appreciate it. By the way, guys, just go and check out Orangepest on Twitch. Please go follow him. Very, very, very good streamer and analysis caster. You won't be able to hear in the Master League, though, because unfortunately for me, I've kind of made it so I don't get players anymore casting with me because they have to play 3 games each, and everyone does the same. The camera's shaky because I've been sitting on my ass all day and I've got loads of energy, so like my legs are kicking the table and stuff. But thanks everybody for watching. That's the end of my very long stream today. How long have I been streaming for? About 8 hours because I had to restart my stream at one point. Thanks, Vindeed. Thanks, Jibber. Fast P4 is fair, helping hands. It just should cost more than 90 fuel. So it shouldn't be as fast, basically. Ed doesn't want to do this anymore. I'm very sorry to tell everybody. Unfortunately for us, Ed has noped out of casting. He just apologised to me, said he wants to do other stuff at the moment, and he's not that interested in doing it.
Alright, I'm actually gonna head off and play games, so...
Thanks so much, Roger. Are you going to stream yourself now?
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, you go stream and we'll host you, and then we can
Alright, fine.
revel in the mighty Orangepest himself. Thanks, Nevid. It's very nice of you.
Let's see.
I don't know. Just message him, Findeed. Make him. I might have put too much pressure on him. I was like, oh, come on, Ed, you're going to have to learn stats. You're going to have to actually learn because we're going to have so many people giving us shit. And I wasn't, like, trying to pick on him. But then he came back a week later and said he wasn't interested in casting in a really nice way. He said he was going to Vietnam.
Well, maybe he's not a big fan of the game anymore.
Could be. Could just be that. I think it is. Don't have to look too much into it. Used to always worry, is it me? No, I don't think it is.
He'll get around to it. Probably.
Hopefully.
Oh, there's always tightrope and
Well,
other
I
people.
did message Tightrope about casting, but for him,
Oh,
it's
I
like,
got Elpard. Cute, I got it immediately.
there you go.
All
Let's
right,
raid
sorry, I
over.
would leave because I gotta get revenge for that brick game I had yesterday.
Everybody click the raid button because we're going over to Orangepest stream as he plays against Alpern. That's going to be pretty mighty. Let's go watch it. And if you missed the first game, which was a 1-hour epic, watch it on YouTube later today. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you later. Let's get to 300 before we click raid. 300 before we click raid. Come on, everybody. Halpinans. Who is Orangepest? Halpinans is getting funnier. Here we go. We're getting over to him.